To show inheritance and polymorphism, I created an abstract base called displayable. It defines one pure virtual function, virtual void display const equals 0. And both ingredient and recipe inherit from displayable and override display. That means I can treat them as generic displayable, and if I want, and call display polymorphically. Okay, well, I've kept you waiting long enough, but right before I run the program, let me just give you a quick display of each file. Okay, back to displayable. And okay, let's run it in the compiler. Okay, now we're met with the main menu. And within the main menu, we have 1, 2, and 0, each option representing an action the user could take. First, I'll choose option 2. This will let me, this will prompt the program to ask for a username and a dietary preference. When I enter those, it stores them inside a user object using setter functions like set username and set dietary preference. Internally, there is a single user current user instance in main.cpp. When I create a new user, I don't reassign the whole object. I just update its attributes through these specific setters. Following that, the program calls current user .start session, which launches the recipe manager menu for this specific user. Okay, let's get to it. And for this username section, you could basically write whatever you want. I'm just gonna go with my real name. Okay, boom. Dietary preference. For this case, I'll go with vegan. Now we have a look into the user session. For now, let's go with option 1, add new recipe. Okay. Within the program for option 1, the program prompts me for the recipe, the recipe's title, category, prep time, and servings. Inside the code, recipe box add recipe reads those values, then dynamically allocates a new recipe like recipe times new recipe equals new recipe with different parameters within that. That shows dynamic memory allocation with pointers. The recipe box stores this in a specific vector in order to prompt the user for further user input. Okay, then let's get to it. Let's name this recipe, since it's vegan, let's name it veg. As for its category, we could do dinner. As for its prep time, I'd say a good meal, at least a restaurant quality meal, takes at least 20 minutes of prep time. Number of servings, let's do 1. Ingredient name, let's go with potato. Quantity, I think 1 is enough for me. Let's do grams for this. Let's do yes. As for the other ingredient, we could use, why not broccoli? I'd say 5 pieces would be enough for me. I know not everyone likes their vegetables, but I do. For this, we could use the metric of grams as well. And for now, let's just keep it at this. So no other ingredients. Okay, from now in this segment of the program, we're prompted to enter the steps of the cooking process, you could say. Let's say for now, we want to boil the potatoes. Okay, so boil potatoes. Would you like another step in this instant? Yes. blanch the broccoli. Fun fact, the reason Chinese food restaurants have such good vegetables is because they blanch their vegetables. Blanch veggies. And then for now, we don't have to add any more steps, but you get the gist of it. The more steps you want, the more you can add. And now we can mark this recipe as a favorite. Let's say yes, why not? Now I'll choose option 2, view all recipes. Okay, as for step 2, or option 2, within the user face, we can view all the recipes we've already stored so far. But since we already have one so far, let's skip to step 3. And as for step 3, we could search by category. And since our first recipe was vegan, we could go vegan. Now back to the menu. We've already gone over view by category, view all recipes, add new recipes. Now, backtracking to the first option, it gave us the option to favorite a recipe, and in order to view those recipes, we will have to click on option 5. In order to delete a recipe, which we've already saved, we can click 6, and this loads the list of all previous recipes we've already put in. And for this, we could say, let's go with recipe 1, and boom, that deletes it. Now going into option 7, which lets us save recipes, we could create a file name right now. Let's say for one of the previous recipes we've put in, I'll put beef. Now option 8 lets us view saved recipes, and in this case, beef. And now we can shift over to option 9, which lets us view user profiles. And there's my name, recipe account, etc., etc. And following option 9, with option 0, we could return to the main menu. Now to summarize everything, my recipe box project uses 5 classes: user, recipe box, recipe, ingredient, and another abstract base titled displayable. The displayable class displays polymorphism and inheritance, and the virtual display method is also hand in hand with that function. Dynamic memory is displayed using the std vector recipe and std vector ingredient, which handles cleanup and destructors and deletes functions with the delete recipe method, like I showed previously. Altogether, my project satisfies the technical requirements for the project while providing a usable recipe manager for whoever, wants to dabble into the culinary game. But thank you for listening, thank you for watching my video, and have a nice day.